as the facts that have emerged from Blueface's turbulent love triangle are more disturbing than anyone could have imagined, put an end to everything. For months, Blueface's baby mama, Jaidyn Alexis, and Chrisean Rock have been at odds over vicious arguments, screenshots, and online insults. Tonight, however, it just grew darker. Chrisean claims that she is carrying something that shouldn't be heard. Authentic secret recordings. Think for a moment about that. Not recorded conversations, not tweets, and not gossip. These tapes also allegedly show Jaidyn Alexis confessing to stuff that might blow everything up, according to insiders. Blueface's already fragile empire could be destroyed by the betrayals, secret deals, and admissions we're talking about. I will now pose the question to you. If you heard the truth speaking from Jaidyn's own mouth, would you believe it or assume it was a setup? The fans are not persevering. Thousands of them have already posted on social media saying, "This is the end of Blueface's messy empire." The stakes have expanded beyond petty drama. Families, careers, and reputations are all in this dangerous situation. Additionally, if these tapes are real, they will ruin people in addition to the internet. Then don't blink. Once you hear what's on those recordings, there's no going back, so stay put. Stop everything because Blueface's turbulent love just culminated. In this, there is more eeriness about Triangle than anyone could have imagined. For months, Blueface's baby mama, Jaidyn Alexis, and Chrisean Rock have been at odds over vicious arguments, screenshots, and online insults. Tonight, however, it just grew darker. Chrisean says she's carrying something that shouldn't be heard. Actual secret recordings of conversations, not rumors or tweets. Insiders also assert that Jaidyn is caught on these recordings. The revelations made by Alexis could blow everything up. Blueface's already fragile empire could be destroyed by the betrayals, secret deals, and admissions we're talking about. Now, here's the query. If you heard the truth speaking from Jaidyn's own mouth, would you believe it or assume it was a setup? Fans have already taken to social media to declare that Blueface's turbulent reign is coming to an end. The stakes have expanded beyond petty drama. Families, careers, and reputations are all in this dangerous situation. Additionally, if these tapes are real, they will ruin people in addition to the internet. Because the loud fights and viral videos are only a part of something far more depressing. A youngster in the middle of chaos. A baby trapped in the poisonous crucible of love who never requested to be a part of this circus. The tragedy of this story stems from that dark cloud isn't the sole determinant. It is about lost innocence. Fans who once found Blueface's wild antics amusing are now shaken. The Instagram lifestyles, the public fights, and the sight of women fighting in one building as Blueface watched like it was reality TV are all things. They remember, the joke is no longer funny though. Behind those viral scenes was a woman who was crying in private. As Blueface smiled for the cameras, Chrisean Rock sobbed in the shadows. She knew the reality while admirers thought it was just poisonous love. She was being humiliated, misled, and allowed to endure emotional pain while the public mocked her condition. With every return of Jaidyn Alexis or every social media post reminding everyone of her part in Blueface's life, Chrisean's heart ached. A bit more, now consider the nights without the cameras. Chrisean was by herself, using her phone to record, not because she wanted to, but because she had no other choice. Insiders say those records include private talks, late-night whispers, and remarks Jaidyn never thought people would hear. Furthermore, Chrisean is now spreading such remarks like a ticking time bomb. The question is not if she will use them, but when she will. Social media has already descended into pandemonium. On Twitter, a fan commented, "I knew Jaidyn was hiding something. If the tapes are dropped by Chrisean, it's finished. This isn't drama anymore," another person commented. "This is a call for help." Records of Chrisean sobbing and muttering, "Y'all don't even know half of it," from her earlier live feeds are also resurfacing. She was constantly warning the world, according to her supporters. At this point, the tragedy takes on a deeper significance. Every yell and every dispute has a child at its core who didn't pick any of this. Seeing a newborn generate chaos has become commonplace. Ignore the clout, some fans are urging. Blueface should be ignored. And what about the kids? But what about the scars they will always have? That's what's so unsettling about it. While the adults want attention, the innocents suffer. But Blueface's dominion seems to be disintegrating in slow motion. Not another endorsement, rap is quickly becoming less respected. His baby mama's voice could be made public, so he now has to face the truth that money cannot buy decency. According to reports, he has been frantically phoning both women in an effort to defuse the situation before it gets out of control. In reality, however, he has lost control. The woman whom everyone called "we" and who was frequently made fun of online is now in charge. As she holds the cassettes, Chrisean Rock is fully conscious of what takes place if she presses the play button. Imagine that she wore headphones and listened to the recordings late at night. Jaidyn's and Alexis's remarks were like a knife to the chest. Every word is a reminder that she never truly received the love she fought for. She whispers, "They thought I was crazy, but now the world will know," while pressing the record button on her personal phone. The pain and pure suffering of a woman who has been torn apart by betrayal, mocked for her struggles, and abandoned to fend for herself in that precise moment is felt by millions of followers. It's no longer a love story. There is an imminent disaster. Mothers against mothers, girlfriends against baby moms, and men too consumed by their own fame to see that they are losing everything. It will be more than a passing fad when those tapes are eventually released to the public and everyone knows it's inevitable. It will all be destroyed by fire. Reputations will be damaged, families will be split up, and there will be wounds that cannot be healed by an apology. This also makes it impossible for fans to leave, because there's more to this than just gossip. The slow-motion breakdown of life is happening right in front of us. The public no longer sees a dispute. They notice a catastrophe. Heartbreak, betrayal, and innocent people caught in the crossfire are all things they witness. The end of Blueface's reign is witnessed by them. Although not at the hands of instead of a rival rapper or a trial, the women who loved him spoke forward, demanding that the public finally hear the truth. The world waits and holds its breath. Go ahead, Will Chrisean. Will Jaidyn's secret be revealed? Or is this love triangle going to go much darker before the truth is revealed? It is without question. When those tapes surface, nothing will ever be the same again, and that's the awful tragedy of this tale. By sunrise, the internet had altered. Murmurs had expanded into a great wave that swamped everything in its path. Since the unthinkable had happened, Chrisean Rock kept going after 30 seconds. Hour after hour, she kept spewing clips until she was too much for the world to handle. Moreover, the recordings were not just haphazard, they were disastrous. The cold voice of what fans believed to be Jaidyn Alexis confessing to plots, machinations, and betrayals was hard for anybody to understand. The sense of betrayal was heightened by the background laughter in one piece of footage. Additionally, this was not a rumor. The humiliation would always be remembered. Shock and grief were among the reactions expressed online. On TikTok, teary-eyed, fans were taping themselves sobbing. One Twitter post stated, "I listened to this and couldn't sleep at all. It hurts my chest for Chrisean." Blueface's empire didn't just fall apart, added a commenter. The women who cared for him set it on fire. But the creepiest part was when Chrisean Rock walked back onto the stage, shivering and holding her baby and muttering, "They called me crazy. The reason they accused me of lying is now audible to you. This broke me." Millions of watchers were immobilized, unable to move, as if they were intruding on an unhealing wound. Behind closed doors, sources claimed that Blueface spiraled. Friends reported that he was yelling and pacing to stop the bleeding. But there was nothing to salvage. He had lost his career, his family, and his respect. The man who had earned his name on it was now ruined by chaos. The terrible irony is that his enemies did not murder him. They were the noises of the women closest to him. Jaidyn Alexis had the worst nightmare. Everywhere she went, her name was well known. The millions of films stitched together from recordings of her alleged admissions spread like wildfire, and she was unable to get away from them. Her hitherto devoted followers have abandoned her. Their sympathy, overtaken by astonishment. In one night, her reputation was ruined. Amidst all of this, the sound of a baby's cries served as a reminder of the true danger. Innocence was crushed by the weight of broken promises and betrayal. People on the internet stopped calling it drama. They started calling it a tragedy. One post, which says it all, went viral. Blueface has nothing to do with this. Here, clout isn't important. This is about a youngster who will grow up and hear these recordings. That's the real heartbreak. By the conclusion of the week, Blueface's song streaming started to dwindle. Prince cut tea is without a word. His fan base, which had been loyal, grew, assigning him half the guilt and Jaidyn the other half. At one point, though, everyone agrees. Chrisean's agony was undeniable. She wasn't crazy. She was being honest. She was bleeding in the world's eyes. The world was finally taking notice. It was not so much a controversy as a funeral. A funeral of trust, a funeral full of love. Blueface's memorial ceremony for the empire he thought he could build out of. Chaos. What was left wasn't fame. The problem was not power. It was ash. And when the internet sorted through the mess, one question stood out above the rest. Was it worth it? Did the drama, the fame, and the impact outweigh the loss of 2 women, a child, and an indelible mark on one's history? Would you have hit play and told everyone, or would you have kept quiet to keep the family safe if you were a Chrisean? Fans dispute with one another. Some people say she saved herself. She ruined everyone, according to some. However, one thing is certain. These are no longer just rumors. We are witnessing tragedy unfold before our very eyes. And nothing was the same after those tapes were discovered. Now the truth has come to light. The recordings, the betrayal, the suffering, all of it is publicly visible. And no matter what anyone says, the harm has already been done. But here's the problem. This is more than just a celebrity tale. As lies and secrets erode a family's core, this story of loyalty and trust illustrates how easily a family may fall apart. If you were Chrisean Rock, how would you respond? The real question is that, to protect the man who had broken you, would you have remained silent and put up with the pain? Or would you have done the exact thing that did she? The press must record, expose the lies, and inform the public of the truth, even if it means destroying everything. Because right now, millions of people are being ripped apart. Others say Chrisean is a brave woman who finally found the strength to stand up for herself. Others contend that by making these videos public, she went too far and killed innocent people. In addition to ending Blueface's empire, one admirer posted on Twitter, "I cried listening," and added, "This doesn't sound like drama anymore." A woman appears to be fighting for her life. "I'll never look at Blueface the same way again," another replied. But what are your thoughts? Was this justice or destruction? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section now, as this is not just my story to convey. You must respond to it. And trust me, your voice matters now more than ever. If you could see the fear in Blueface's death, hear the pauses in Jaidyn's voice, or feel the grief in Chrisean's tears, don't just scroll away. Like this video. Talk about it. Additionally, subscribe right away because the next clip could be posted at any time. When it does, the internet won't just crash. It won't improve. Warmth.